Okay, this is all my coworkers at Link One Federal Credit Union. Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Today we're going to do an informative speech on the life of Johnny Cash. By the end of my presentation, you, my audience, will know about Johnny Cash's life. Johnny Cash is a musical legend who lived an interesting yet challenging life. Is anyone familiar with the Man in Black at all?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we are.
According to biography.com, updated in 2015, Johnny Cash, the Man in Black, was a singer, guitarist, and songwriter whose music innovatively mixed country, rock, blues, and gospel influences. The reason I'm sharing with you is because you may not know about Johnny Cash's life and how he became famous. I grew up to it, so I wanted to just share with you all about him because I listened to him on a regular basis when I was little. Being with my grandparents all the time, they grew up with him and they love his music. So let's step back into the 1900s in Johnny Cash's early life. Johnny Cash's early life molded him into the person that he was. He was one of 7, born to Ray and Carrie Rivers Cash. According to biography.com, updated in 2015, singer-songwriter Johnny Cash was born John R. Cash on February 26, 1932, in Kingsland, Arkansas. His music helped him and his family through rough times, which at that time a lot of people went to the songwriters and musical influences because they lived in a two-bedroom, farmhouse. They cashed crops, and that's about all they had back then. His mom was a big influence on his music. She helped create his music and helped him basically become the singer that he was. According to JohnnyCash.com, date was not provided. Johnny absorbed these sounds like a sponge absorbs his water. So he took in this music like no other. He would recite the music that his mom would play, and he would sing it, and they would make music to help him get through those tough times. He, after high school, then joined the Air Forces. He then there met his first wife, Vivian Liberto, and he then went to Texas for base camp. And they fell in love and got married. Now let's transition into Johnny's musical career. Johnny's music made him into the legend that he was. The Air Force is where it all started, actually. According to JohnnyCash.com, no date provided. While in the service, Cash organized his first band, the Landsberg Barbarians. He there wrote the Folsom Blues, and he taught himself how to play the guitar and to sing that song. That's how he learned how to play the guitar, was that song. After he got done in the Air Forces, him and Vivian moved to Memphis, Tennessee, where he joined a group of the Tennessee Two. There was a couple of his friends, got together and formed a group. Sam Phillips was the owner of Sun Studios, which was a recording studio. Him and his group sang a gospel song, was denied. They didn't have a chance. According to Stephen Thomas Irwin, updated in 2015, Cash returned with Hey Porter, which immediately caught Sam Phillips' ear. Then in 1960, they added another person to the group, which made the Tennessee Three, Johnny Cash and the Tennessee Three. The Ring of Fire was one of his biggest legends of music. It was one of the top hits of all time. Although during that time, that's when Cash started using drugs. He started abusing them, and his ratings went downhill fast. So June Carter steps in and makes the song Ring of Fire with him. I wanted to show you guys this song, the CD, Johnny Cash's Best Great Hits. It does have Ring of Fire as the first album. Almost all of his CDs have the Ring of Fire as the first one on the CD. It was that big of a hit. According to Noah Berlowski, updated in July 2009, July 29 to 2013. The Ring of Fire was written for the love of June Carter. And let's talk about Johnny Cash's struggle with addiction and the woman who helped him. Cash's addiction affected him greatly. The drugs tore him down, especially his hits. They went down fast. They pummeled to the ground. He had struggled with alcoholism, drug addiction. It was bad. At some points, he collapsed on stage in one of his concerts. According to Stephen Thomas Erwin, cited earlier, in 1959, he began taking amphetamines, which helped him get through nearly 300 shows a year. Think about that. That's a concert basically every day for 300 days. That can take effect on a person. The fame, everything did. During the time, he got divorced. It was really hard on him, and that's where the drugs kind of made it all go away. He declined rapidly, but then June Carter stepped in and saved him. She helped him through that drug addiction, and in 1968, they eventually married. And from then on, made great hits together from then on. So this concludes my information on the legend Johnny Cash. Today I've shared with you his early life, and then I shared with you his musical career, and then I've shared with you his drug addiction and the woman who saved him and made him become who he was, basically. Johnny Cash has many hits throughout his time, and one of the awesomest movies I wanted to share with you guys is Walk the Line. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash and Reese Witherspoon as June Carter. And it tells you the story from the beginning of his life, basically, to the end of his life. Shows you through his drug addiction, his musical career, and his early life. Tells you a lot about him. He was truly a legend that will last forever. I never think his music will end. So, thank you for coming, guys. I appreciate it. And then here is my audience.
You need to introduce ourselves.
I mean, you can if you want to.